Joining us now with more, Representative for Florida's 17th District, Congressman Greg Steube. Congressman, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So I have a feeling you read the bill. What are your thoughts on all of this? Do you think that it'll pass or what?
Well, they've had the talk of another COVID stimulus bill for months. Ever since Biden took office a year ago, there's been talk about this, and even people in their own party have been hesitant. You know, in your midterm election year, you're coming up to midterms, and people don't want to vote for more spending that goes to who knows what it goes to. And so I think even Democrats are hesitant on this. I would not be surprised if they could pass something in the House. But it seems that the Joe Manchins and Kristen Simmons of the world over on the Senate side are a little bit more cautious. Even if they use the reconciliation process in the budget process, they still would need a majority of votes over there. If they just did a standalone bill, they would need 60 votes over there, and I don't think that they would get that.
Yeah, well, the question really lays on, is it necessary? Because if you look at the latest figures in January, the case rate was 9,400 cases a day. Right now, it's the month of May. That number stands at 920 cases every day that are happening that we know of. Why are we throwing just so much money on COVID research and new vaccine developments, all this right after $40 billion in aid to Ukraine? We were surely running out of money, right?
Yeah, and well, we're just borrowing the money from China to then give it to the Ukrainians, or we're borrowing money from China to then give it out to the American people in subsidies. And you're having record inflation all across this country. The Dow hit all, low numbers today, record numbers today, and we're going to put more money into an inflationary environment, which will only cause more inflation. President Biden said he's not going to take his foot off the pedal as it relates to COVID-19, but the only thing he's not putting his foot on the pedal on is decreasing the price of gasoline, decreasing the cost to everyday Americans, and dealing with the inflation that is affecting every American, especially your low to middle income earners. And it's because of the amount of money that we have dumped on the economy in the last 2 years.
This is the reality of America and what it is now. I mean, COVID clearly is not going to go anywhere. There's always going to be new variants, new subvariants coming out, alpha, beta, whatever. But, they're passing this. They might pass it, that is. I don't know. I have a feeling that they might. And I don't know. We have this money that's being just totally misused. Yet, we can fix problems right here. Let's take a look at our southern border. I don't see a single proposition for that. But yet, we're going to just keep on throwing money at COVID. Like I said, it's just not going to go anywhere. Why do we keep on coming up with new things?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the main reasons I voted against the $40 billion to the Ukraine, on top of the $14 billion that we've already sent to them, that we have no report in Congress as to how that money was spent when we have record inflation. Mothers can't get formula. You have record gas prices, and this administration wants to shut down the domestic production of oil and gas. And you have the crisis at our border, which this administration wants to continue to have open borders. They're removing Title 42 so that more illegal immigrants can stream across the border. When Mayorkas came to our committee a couple of weeks ago, we specifically asked him, of the 42 known terrorists that you apprehended on the border, did you release them into our country? And he refused to answer the question. So we have a lot more pressing matters right here in the homeland that need to be dealt with policy matters and not spending billions upon trillions of dollars.
So if we're just going to pass a bill that's going to curb to end or come up with new research and data to fight COVID, yet Title 42 is going to get stripped away. So aren't these like polar opposite things happening out of our administration? Where are they going with this? Because you have one thing saying that we're going to go fight it, but then you're inviting a problem in that could, in fact, increase cases in our country, starting in Texas, starting in California, and then will flow over into the rest of the country.
Well, and you're talking about doing more spending on COVID and coming back down to lockdowns and just talk about that again because of these increased numbers, yet you're lifting all of that on the border with people you have no idea. You're not testing all of these people. You're not vaccinating all of these people. You don't know if they have COVID coming in. And so out of one side of their mouth, they're going to push $25 billion on the American people in spending for COVID. And then on the other hand, they're going to open up the borders, remove Title 42 and allow more illegal immigrants to come in in complete degradation to what they were saying they're trying to do to protect the homeland.
I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. Did you have a chance to watch Mayorkas go to the border? What were your thoughts on his 6-part plan?
Well, they have no plan. Their plan is to have open borders. It's more than 2.5 million illegal immigrants that have come across the border. 1.2 million illegal immigrants have had their hearing in court and have been ordered to be deported. And we asked him that question: why haven't you deported these 1.2 million who have had their day in court and a judge has ordered them to be deported? He refused to answer that question as well. So that's not what their plan is. They want to say that they're shutting down the border. This is from the same secretary that said the border was closed, and we're now at 2.5 million illegal crossings, on top of the fentanyl overdoses that are affecting everyday Americans and the amount of drugs that are pouring across the border because of their left-wing progressive policies.
Well, we have November to vote them out for. Isn't that right? Well, until then, I won't hold my breath. But thank you so much, Congressman, for coming on today.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Coming up next on The Real Story, DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas finally visiting our